Hello, and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by Logic Dolphin. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Logic Dolphin on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, pretty much any avenue. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, Aeon's End, and Spirit Island are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and One Deck Dungeon is also available on Switch. You can find more information on those games at handelabra.com. Whew. I am here. I was not here for Spirit Island Saturdays, so as tends to be tradition for me, I will play Spirit Island on my own stream. I was not there because of a wedding. Wedding was at 2 o'clock, which is exactly when Spirit Island Saturdays begins. Ended at about 3, and I drove home because the reception was like a 2-hour... There was a 2-hour gap between the wedding and the reception, so I came home for a bit, saw the end of Spirit Island Saturdays, chilled for a bit, drove back out, and went to the reception. And it was all fun and games and stuff, but it wasn't Spirit Island. I didn't get my Spirit Island fix, and I am here to now get my Spirit Island fix. So what do I want to do today? I don't think I want to do a whole second wave shebang. I always kind of defer to what everyone else wants to do on Spirit Island Saturdays. Hey, Tiziel. Today you learned Dolphin is actually married to Spirit Island. Yep. Spirit Island is my husband. We have statistics here. I could look over here and see like what's things we've done the least. I haven't actually looked at this on my side for the longest time. How does this work with multiplayer? Does it include the spirits that your friends played with, and then if you lose, did they get counted? I presume it does. Or does it only count the ones that you played and knows? I don't know. Only John knows. We've never lost against Brandenburg, Prussia, or at least I never lost. And these are my real statistics because I'm not a programmer, so I don't do fake shit all the time like John does. I did a lot of Guard the Owl's Heart, I guess, offline once upon a time. Rituals of the Destroying Flame I never did, but that's because that scenario just sounds weird to me. Like, you can't do damage unless you pay energy, and that's just, like, terrible. It only includes the spirits you control. Awesome. Animal has been neglected. No, actually, Earth has been neglected the most. Rude. John votes for Rituals of the Destroying Flame. I don't know. Every time I look at that scenario, it's like... I'm gonna do 2. Every time I look at that scenario, it's like... Are we intentionally trying to make the game hard? Like... They just have invader immunity? Anything that would damage or destroy invaders, prevent it unless there's a flame marker within 1 range or you spend 2 energy. It also includes non-spirit effects. It's just like, this just sounds terrible. Like the other scenarios, it's like, at least there's a positive effect, but Rituals of the Destroying Flame, it's like, do you just want to make the game harder for the sake of making it harder? Like, I guess technically adversaries are always about making things harder for the sake of making it harder, but like, I don't know, this just doesn't sound fun to me. I hate to say it, but it doesn't sound fun. Of course, I'm the type of person that likes Guard the Owl's Heart. As you've seen, I've played it 35 times. And it's not necessarily because it's too easy, it's just that, like, it changes the way you play the game. Which I guess, you know, Rituals of Destroying Flame also changes the way you play the game, but it's like, ugh. I just don't like, I don't like the idea of it. I just don't, okay? I don't, says the Ascension 20 streamer, right? Well, you know, once I see Jorbs do 100 Rituals of Destroying Flame, Brandenburg, Prussia 6 attempts. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, these are the spirits that I'm playing with. This is the adversary I'm playing with. That much has been decided. I don't want to click out of this now, so I'll just have to make a decision here. Let's do adversary and scenario, because you don't really combo shit too much. So let's do, like, I don't know, France 3, which adds extra towns. We don't get the coastal city crap, so that's good. Let's see. What do we want to combo this with? Guard the Isle's Heart would be interesting because France is terrible and can put a town in there anyway. I guess we could go like thematic. Does it actually preserve B and D? It does. If I go thematic and I do Guard the Isle's Heart, yeah. West is one of the lands where it's terrible because land 7 is decided to be the inner land. At least I think it is. I don't know, it depends. On like single player, I guess it's forced. No, on 1 to 2 players it's land 7, and then 3 and 4 it has a star, but I don't know what it means if you don't do that specific configuration. With 2 players it would be land 7. Land 7 on West is the only wetland, so when they do a stage 2 wetland explorer, you lose. Because they put a town in there with the escalation. So I don't think we do Guard the Owl's Heart thematic. Maybe we do it balanced. You know, give Guard the Owl's Heart some love. Since everyone seems to think it's difficulty -50, even though it says 0 right here. Let's do it. Destroying Flame is too hard. Let's fight insta-lose. Alright, so the random spirits that we got were green and lightning. And they're going into the sands. Actually, I guess France 3 in Guard the Owl's Heart doesn't actually do anything because, well, the towns will go away immediately. So that was a smart choice for me. Aha! I upped the difficulty with no effect. I guess there's an extra fear card in stage 1. That's fine. Alright, so with Guard the Owl's Heart, we add an explorer and a presence from the player starting on that board. Each spirit starts with 2 additional power cards. So we get an extra green presence and an extra lightning presence. So let's see, they did explore sands. We know that, so we can start planning around that. Of course, there's 2 explorers in there still. And so France is gonna say, hey, let's replace all but 1 explorer with towns. So there's gonna be 2 towns in D7 currently. So like, Raging Storm in D7 would be like, you know, the best way of preventing that build. It's expensive though. But something that we can do that we would not normally be able to do is to like, do growth option 3 and still have like 2 energy per turn or 3 card plays or something. That's interesting. The problem though, I guess, is that lightning's gonna have a super sacred site, and I don't like those either. But I can't do anything about that. Sands over here. Full of options we could do. We could try to get a sacred site in there and prevent the build. Could also just push a town. And the town seems fine. D3 might be defended next turn, although only have defend 2 at most unless we get enough water plants from the powers. Do we need more than 1 card play to accomplish what we want to do here? I guess I could do middle growth option to get into the sands. And then you're in there. And then you have it. And then you could even probably just destroy the town yourself. So I'll just do the energy track. And you can do the energy track. Poisoned Land. Cycles of Time and Tide. Vicar of the Breaking Dawn. Quicken the Earth Struggles. I'm gonna say every single power card with the same cadence. From now on, every single power card has the same cadence. So now I'm gonna play Lightning's Boon. And then green's gonna play Cycles of Time and Tide. And maybe we'll play Raging Storm. Okay, that's a bit silly. I mean, I guess, like, I don't have to do Raging Storm in D7 because Lightning can just destroy towns, but we would need to have both Shatter Homesteads and Innate to trigger that. Which is possible with the middle, with growth option 3. Might just be easier to do Raging Storm. Prevent that build, stops visibility to D8. want to do with green? I think we're doing this, right? So this gives you 2 card plays. We'll just do that growth option so that we can get to 2 card plays next turn, or even this turn. Aha! We get the 3 card plays this turn. Aha! I want the plant though. I have 1 energy. I guess I could do Gift of Proliferation on Lightning. Do we want more Dahan and B3? No Coastal Blight. Field's Choked, I think I want to do. I guess the problem is if I do all these things, I'm not actually... Like, I'd be playing these 2 plus one of the 1 energy ones. Or no, I don't have... Oh, okay, no, never mind. I could do this... Oh, but I don't have this thing. I could have done this instead, and I would have this thing. 1 damage followed by 1 damage, and that would take out B5. You'd actually have Stem the Flow being useful for once, because it has a Sacred Site nearby at Seamus. We have a Vigor here. I also have a Poison Land here, but like you'd never have enough energy to play this on turn 1 unless you did the last growth option, which we didn't do. We could still go back for. Don't think you want to do that whole destroy all Dahan thing into B3. That seems foolish. Lightning could do Vigor and D7 for like very expensive returns. You could do Vigor and B3 next turn, and that would be a bit better. Could also just be defended by green, maybe. We still have this water and this water. You feel called up. I wonder why. At Seamus. Why do you feel called out at Seamus? Do I need Town Destroy? Town Destroy is currently range 1. The only way of doing that would be to get to 3 card plays. And you would need to be at range 1 Sacred Site, which would be either D7 or something else. And I wouldn't be able to afford doing it this turn, even if I did like energy and card plays with the middle growth option, because I'd have 2 energy. But I would only be able to afford like these 3 cards. I guess actually if I did do Quick and Near Struggles with Lightning's Boon and Harbingers, we would have enough to get to that with just 2 energy. It'd be a pretty sad Quick and Near Struggles. So let's not do that. Let's just do the original thought of Raging Storm. You're gonna be proliferated anyway. I think we don't need the 3 card plays if we're just gonna take out everything in D7, so let's put the Sacred Site D6? Maybe? Maybe not. D5 gives you better visibility to D2, and D3 is covered by green, so I think we do not that. Not sure. I've got a feeling somebody's watching me. There's no reason for green to go fast. Like, what if I just play 1 card? The standard Lightning opening. Because you're not hitting your thresholds. You could do Harbingers to push Dahan for fear. You could also do that next turn's fast phase. There's no towns to destroy other than, I guess, D4, but we could destroy that next turn. Yeah, I think I'm fine. What if I were to do Super Energy Lightning? Next turn I could do middle growth option and have 3 energy and 3 card plays. I could also do middle growth option and have 5 card plays, but I would not ever afford my hand. I'll do that option. Do I want you in the land with the city? I guess with Quicken the Earth Struggles, I can defend D2 very easily if it ever decides to do a thing. Defended. They explore the mountains. Ow. B7's at risk. B7's at super risk. Oh no, but they didn't explore D8, so the game's already over. John's like, all right, this game's won. I'm gonna start thinking ahead to the next game. You're never hitting this threshold, right? 3 suns? You don't have any suns. So we prevent the B7 build, most likely with Overgrow. We can afford that by taking +3 energy. We could also just do middle present or energy presence, but we would not have +1 card play. I won the game before I even clicked start streaming. This game's actually pre-recorded, fun fact. Also, fun fact, I just remembered I need to like refix this. I made a guess as to where my my camera goes, and I forgot to check that after the game started. Not that it really matters. Just need to be raised a little bit. Okay. The game was won before Spirit Island was announced for Steam, iOS, and Android devices. Actually, it was won before Eric Rouse even decided that Spirit Island was a thing. Eric Rouse, the trees of stones and anger. Like, is there any other way we deal with B7 other than preventing it? Rice. Rolls Royce. Something Rolls Royce. I could do Poison Land fast and kill everything in B7. That would be fun. Yeah, it seems like I'm gonna just do Presence into B7 with Overgrow unless I want to play more than 1 card. Actually, if I do this growth option, I get 2 energy and 2 card plays anyway, so I could do Overgrow followed by Fields Choked. Is that enough to get this? It is. And defend B3. So, haha! Check mark. And I think we prevent B7. Lightning wants to destroy this town. And I guess deals with this pretty effectively, so this is the only question mark is B2, and I can just blight, of course. So I presume then that I just do the double presence thing. Although I guess the thing is though that was I gonna do a power card here or not? Like, this works very effectively. Also gets me the Sacred Site in B7 anyway, I guess. And then I can prevent the Ravage in B2 next turn? No, I can't quite do that. Like, this always happens. Right? Also get Presence here, nice. Yeah, I can still rewind Lightning individually. I'm just used to the days of you have to decide whether you're getting a power card early, otherwise you can't rewind. At Seamus. Is that mean? Couldn't we rewind? No, we revealed a fear card. Can we rewind? No, I took a power card. Ah, that's mean. That's very mean. Sorry, Seamus. Sands and mountains are not good for green. Like, flat out. Flat out. So this is going to be a... what's the word? This is going to be a preemptive sand or jungle wetland prevention, I guess. Unless I want better visibility somewhere. I don't know, that going to D3 is super good. D2 is covered by lightning. And this is only range 2, so you can't really hit D1 that well, but that's also lightning's territory. D6 is lightning's territory. So it's just really these guys. Going to B1. Do you have 3 cards to play? I don't think you really do have 3 cards to play. You can't even afford 3 cards. Go up the energy track. Who cares? Do your things. You can destroy a town, or you can do 1 damage to a town, rather. It's not going to be enough unless we can combo it with lightning somehow. Yule! Yule! Maybe I plop you in B4 and you have visibility to B2. Unless I was destroying the town in B4, which I guess I could still do with Shatter Homesteads. Unless I was planning on doing that in D5. I don't know. I guess actually Vigor deals with D5. But that doesn't give me City Destroy, but that's not super important this turn, is it? Do we need green to go fast? I don't think so. If I do this, D5 is done by Vigor. B2 is still a question mark. Better homesteads for D4. I guess that's okay. I have fields choked, but I don't have a town to push. So I guess I'm pushing Dahan, which is okay. Maybe that's why I was thinking of Lightning Spoon was for fields choked. I don't know. Overgrow. Overgrow. I guess I could just grow into B7 and prevent the Ravage as well. Unless I can defend it. For me to defend it, I would need to take a plant next turn and play my hand. Actually, I don't have energy to do that. Unless I do. The last growth option would actually be okay. I guess I will just do Super Sacred Site. I need this. Guess I was destroying that. I guess I could do this to prevent Dahan conversion by the Jeff Dugan event at Jeff Dugan. Town cities have +1 health. Beasts kill things. Hey, look, that deals with that. Although that wasn't really an issue. Add Dahan to a coastal land with Dahan. That prevents this conversion. And this one. The game has already been won. So you feel free to at me. Wetlands? At me, what's next? There are no towns to push. Is Poison Land in day 3 like okay? Transfers your towns. There's still 14 towns on the card. You can go in here. I'm sure the water's fine. Inflame the fires of life. Eric Roos, the trees and stones. Or Rice. Eric Rice, the trees and stones. Steam vents. Sorry, steam vents. Uncanny melting. Sorry, I have to say every single power card with the same cadence, so I have to say it like that. So none of these have plant and water. So it looks like I'm taking that plant. Or am I? Yeah, no, I have to take that plant because I would have to play either Cycles of Time and Tide or Steam Vents or Uncanny Melting followed by Poison Land, or I can do Cycles of Time and Tide and then a plant card. Rouse the Trees is actually not bad. It's acceptable. And Flame also is acceptable. Which one gives me elements for Poisoned Land? Both of them do, but not enough. I need to take Rouse the Trees and then another Earth card. What are you doing, Lightning? You have a kind of sad turn because, well, your powers don't help with these. Are you reclaiming? You're only 6 presents away from max because for some reason we're able to do like lots of presents with you. So I feel like you reclaim just so you have more stuff to do on your board. We'll give you power as well. Swarming Wasps. Enticing Splendor. Elusive Ambushes. All to 10. How annoyed are you now? Swarming Wasps actually stops D3, which is cool. And it is Lightning's elements. If we want to do this someday, we'd need to take a Sun card, so it'd be Enticing Splendor. I'm not sure that's actually super vital to do that. We could do Vigor and Swarming Wasps and stop all the builds on board D. And like, yeah, the game's over, so none of this matters, right? None of this matters. Wait, I said that in the same cadence as everything else. All right, Inflame or Rouse? Do you have animals? You have some animals. But not enough animals. Feels like we should just do more offense. Just combos with your innate a little bit. Just a smidgen, no? We don't actually need to prevent the build in B1 if we wanted. This is, by the way, just gonna be an issue. Defend there will work. Have those dealt with, and that's it. Well, I guess also that. Sacred Sight in there would prevent the build, and then we can do Rouse the Trees to kill everything, or we can let them build. which gives visibility to B6 and B5. And it's the stage 2 card, so it's open season. So probably just preventing the build is better. And we need the plant for that. Because we want the defend for B7, so it's going to be those cards. And then you are going to play Swarming Wasps, and we could do Vigor, we could do Raging Storm. I'm gonna do Raging Storm. And then you have it. Do I even need Town Destroy though? I don't think I need Town Destroy, so I'm gonna do Vigor because it's not the elements I need, but it's the elements I deserve. What if I do Rouse the Trees fast and then I preserve the Sacred Site in B1? I'm not really using Lightning Spoon for anything else, it feels like. Other than possibly elements. Someday, some way. Sure, we'll do Rouse the Trees fast and we'll preserve the Sacred Site in B1. Can I do this slow instead? Ba-da-da-bump. And go into the jungle. And I will be done. On each land with at least 2 explorers, push an explorer to an adjacent land without invaders. So just these 2 lands. Well then. It's kind of annoying. So in each land, push 1. So we're only pushing 1. Okay, so we're not pushing each one. So we can still like prevent the wetlands builds as long as you do this carefully. Maybe not too carefully, it doesn't really matter that much. Like we can do this. We can do this. Push beasts to an adjacent land with no blight, it deals 1 damage there. Oh, so we could have like comboed this, I guess. Actually, yeah, let's do that smarter then. Push 1 guy into there. Push this guy there still. Push this beast there. Push this beast there. Hey, Dahan defend. First blight. I'll allow it. And now they'll do the wetlands build, and done. Sands. Alright, so clearly we should let them build in D7. Alright, we got towns on the board, yay! Actually, was this full damage? It was not. Okay, so I could have put the town in B5, but that would have been foolish, because you wouldn't have been able to kill the town. So here's where things get fun. You thought the game was over, didn't ya? I could probably do Poison Land, except I can't do it fast. But 7 damage wipes out D4. Except, actually, no, it's gonna be a town. So city, town, town, and then it'll be an explorer left over, so it doesn't actually wipe everything in D4. I could put a sacred site, lightning sacred site in B3. And I can do Raging Storm, Quicken the Earth's Struggle, And that stops that build entirely. That's cute. I would need to have a little more energy, but I can certainly do that. Could also reclaim on green to put proliferate out there, but if I reclaim, then I'm not putting a presence somewhere that might need it. I don't know. Might not need to reclaim. I could gain a power card and not reclaim. There's no Ravage here that I have to defend this turn, so I don't need the water. I mean, this... Yeah. It doesn't have water on it. It has plant, but... We have the Sacred Site in B7, so that's good. Yeah, I'm thinking I just don't reclaim on green. Like a power card. Do I make it a major? You haven't gotten the +2 energy yet, so you're actually at 8 energy. Let's make it a major. Insatiable hunger. My goal every game is to never reclaim. Just, you know, every single turn get more power cards. Alright, so we only have 5 energy, so it's really... If I want to play these cards, it's Insatiable Hunger or Terrifying Nightmares. And like, these don't really do anything. I guess Terrifying Nightmare stops the B3 build. Or B4, or D4 rather, which was the other one that we were not 100% on. Except we were gonna sort of solve it with Poisoned Land. Okay, whatever. Then you can forget. What if I forget Overgrow? Presence is almost done already. The advantage of Overgrow is that you can still use it for fear, but it's 2 energy. It's like a major. It's not... Who needs fear? Does anyone need fear? Oh, I could have had +1 energy. Except I wouldn't have 3 card plays next turn. So if I wanted, I could have considered Manifest Incarnation. Except I'm not in any land with city, except I guess I could have. Oh, but I'm not growing into B2, and D2 is Lightning's land. Alright, let's do this. Let's put Sacred Site here. You. Energy. And I will put you there even though you're not playing your hand. When you're playing those 2 cards, might as well play Harbingers. You have Town Destroy now. Yay! You could just destroy the town instead of, like, trying to kill the town. I don't know. John's bored because the game ended, but I still think there's some interesting things to consider, such as if Thunderspeaker were a Slay the Spire hero, would be her rare cards. Okay, maybe there's not much to think about. We still use Poison Land to kill things, I guess. Sands builds are done. Just go have fun in B4. 4 is where the fun stuff is. I guess I could have killed everything in B3 if I'd done this better. Never mind. See, even though the game's over, you gotta make sure you pay attention to what you're doing, right? For instance, actually, I don't even need to use Harbingers here. Jesus. I did this so terribly because I wanted to make John mad, really. John's like, well, I thought that's what you were doing. But John's also very bad at communicating what I should be doing, and then gets mad because he thought he communicated it, and then... Or he'll be like, I thought that's what you were going to do. No! Why would you think that? I didn't see it at the time. It was so obvious to you, but you forgot that I'm not very good at seeing the obvious. You didn't, but you left a clue. / ban Migrant P for backseating? Okay. Harbingers now is like not doing anything. It doesn't give me fear. Town's on the board. Alright. Nice slave rebellion. Just gave up because there were no towns on the board. Okay. Build up Dahan army or what? I guess I could get the Dahan out of B7, which aren't doing anything right now. Here, come hither. Come hither. Oh, I guess the event's also doing a thing, isn't it? Wait, which one is it? This one? Yeah. Once per board, place a town instead of an explorer. Well, why do I even have a choice here? They're not exploring D6 or B8. It's like, both of those are gonna have a town. Oh, actually, that's annoying because now I have to put a blight in B4. That's a cascade. Actually, no, I could just... Okay, no, B8's not inland. Never mind. I could do that. B7. I was thinking it was B7, but it's not B7. Okay, I have a town to destroy now. Yay! I also have, like, things I could do, I guess. Except I can't kill any towns with green unless I do poisoned land. Green prevents the build in B4, so that's checkmark. Poison land stops that. And Harbingers does not the one. Thundering Destruction does that. That's checkmark. Checkmark. And this could very well build, and it has Quicken the Earth Struggles for when it does. That's basically a checkmark. So we're done. I will put more Dahan in there so that when I defend 10, it's enough. Because it's what, 3, 5, 7? Yeah. So it needs slightly more Dahan attacks. Alright, so that's a reclaim. And that's a reclaim. Green takes minor. Lightning takes minor. Land of Haunts and Embers. That stops the B4 build. At the expense of, you know, Cascade. Thinking Gift of Living Energy is good because it gives 3 energy to green. Or 2 energy to the lightning. I keep confusing lightning and Thunder Speaker. Lightning, Swift Strike, Thunder Speaker, with no other thing. Also, I gotta read these cards out loud. Pact of the Joined Hunt. Call to Ferocity. Gold's Allure. Pull beneath the hungry earth. Okay. What do we want here? The answer might surprise you. Pact of the Joined Hunt. kind of solves D2 also. Needs more Dahan, but lightning could just kill stuff, I guess. Oh, no sacred site there. Any earths and animals? Gold's Allure. I can put a town in B7. That'll show them. Oh, dearie. Actually, no, it's range 1. Right, I had the same problem last game I played where I forgot that Gold's Allure was range 1. I knew it was slow and I knew it targeted a mountain, but I didn't recognize it was range 1, so I could hit B2 with that. For no reason, I guess? I don't know. Guess the town out of B4. We could do it fast, I suppose. So that gives you an animal and a earth. You don't have 3 card plays this turn? You could have 3 card plays this turn, and you would have the elements for this, so we could do super big damage in B2. I like this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Oh. Energy. Okay. Well, in that case, I will go to plan B, which is just do Terrifying Nightmares in B4 instead. Probably makes more sense. You could throw a town into B3 and defend it if I play a water earth, that is. Or water plant, that is. Probably fine. Lightning, what are you doing? Giving energy to green so that they can play Poisoned Land next turn. Seems nice. Do we need fields choked? I don't think we do. Or do we need that fast, that is? Do I need Lightning Spoon to make that fast? Words. Words. I could just do Vigor in D2. Like, why not? I was gonna let them build. Actually, there's a disease in there, so they weren't even building. But I can just kill everything fast. Even without lightning special power, I can do it because I'm motherfucking lightning. The plan is eventually Poison Land in B2, and I don't want Dahan in there as the result, so that's gonna be the only land with buildings. Okay. I will do Shadow Homesteads in prep for where they explore, and then I'll guess I'll frickin', I don't know, Harbingers of the Lightning to get a town destroy as well, because I don't know. We're winning too hard. That John's bored, so we gotta move on to the next game. Don't have enough moons for that threshold. I was gonna push a town there. Oops. Save that, save that. And you don't need to be pushed. Unless I want to get things out of D7, but that's... could be done slow when there's a town. So let's see. 0 build, 0 ravage, awesome. Well, defended ravage. Missionaries arrive. We have 3 sons. Oh no, cities do +3 damage. Oh no. Oh Oh no! I don't want to forget anything. So, Gift of Living Energy is a nice card because it provided 4 energy towards this event. Awesome. Invader, each player chooses a different land with Dahan. Invaders take 1 damage there. That is, like, spectacularly useless. Thank you for the high five, Fear card. Jungle Build. Coastal Explorer. Oh no! That's a lot of coastals. We're also not doing the escalation, so I don't even have a town to destroy. After all of that, I don't even have a town to push. After all that. Rude. Can I do a rain check on this turn? This is so mean. I can push Dahan into B2, except you already had a plan for that. And it's super diseased too, which is cute. It was the only city on the board, so it was the only choice for both of us. So we both picked B2. This also pushes Dahan. So D2 needs to be defended, presumably, or just, like, Raging Storm did. I guess defend would make more sense. Put a Sacred Site in D2 and use Raging Storm on D1. Stop visibility to D7, and then D3 is Green's territory? Alright, so that's prevented. We're gonna defend that. We're gonna stop that. We're gonna prevent that. So that's the only thing we have to solve next. Quicken the Earth Struggle doesn't work because it only hits buildings. We could just build and then, like, lightning decides to kill things with it, maybe? I don't know. Beasts are not in good spots for swarming wasps. All the beasts are inland for some reason. Where do I even want the Dahan to be? That is just a fear. Might as well do it. I could push the Dahan into B2 and then Fields choke them back out and prep for Poisoned Land. Actually, Poisoned Land's gonna have to be fast because that's gonna be 4 towns that they're putting in there. And that Cascade's gonna destroy nearby presence, huh? Weird. Lightning's like, I want the Dahan here, and Green's like, veto. Come on. Do that. I could hit stop using powers, but okay. So we have a plan for D2. And give you extra energy. You do need the Sacred Site in D2 for quick network. And we can accomplish that by doing this growth option, and I don't know. You have like range 1 Sacred Site visibility to most lands already. Guess I'll do this one because it does nothing. I don't know. I need to be in D2. Oops. My bad. It is range 2, so if I'm not... I could just, like, do this slightly differently, but, like, I'm already range 1 from most lands. Not B6, but B6 isn't doing anything. They also did... They didn't do stage 2 wetland yet. Well, anyway. I can play my hand, and I can destroy a city. Might want to save that for town destroy, TBH. And you lost a lot of your energy due to the event, so you're going to do that growth option and take a minor. Gift of Constancy, huh? It does give you an earth. Problem is that you would have to, I could take Devouring Ants. Sure. It's a Devouring Ants game, everybody. Everybody. Ooh. Everybody. Defend B1 next turn is what I would do with something. I could do that with innate. I'll go in here. Sure. Poisoned land. And then whatever other cards I feel like. We have this threshold. Cascade's happening somewhere, I guess. I could have put my presence in B1 so I still have a sacred site when all is said and done. I can still do that. How often is Devouring Ants useful? Ever? I don't need the, defend by proliferate. Does Lightning want 5 card plays next turn? Why not? Boom! Bam. Oh, I didn't even get that threshold. I didn't need it, though. Well, that was part of what I was trying to do, and then I didn't even do it. Oh, well. There are no buildings on the board. Weird. I could do that to stop the build in B3, but I destroyed Dahan. Oh no. Fine. Fine! It was Cycles of Time and Tided anyway. So the only build is D3. I guess I could have done Rouse the Trees instead of Gift of Proliferation, and then I would have been able to kill the things in D3. Alright, let's hit rewind. Let's do this a number of times until John gets mad that I rewinded too far. That actually hasn't happened in a while where he got mad that I hit the button too many times. But it did happen once. Achievement unlocked, Elemental Mastery. Reach all 64 elemental thresholds available in the core game. I did it! I got the threshold on Poisoned Land, and that was apparently the last one I needed. Yay. I don't know how, but I did it. I like they didn't even give me the option for dealing 1 damage to each building. I know that it's not relevant, but it could have been funny. Oh. I can only do 2 powers fast. Rude. So is this actually enough damage? It's like 2 Blighteners, so it's gonna be 15 damage. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. Yeah, I could just do it slow. That would be fine. Here, have beasts. In case they kill the explorers, I guess. I want to kill the city instead. Eh. If we expect to get 4 fear off of the event card, I would do it. Not convinced. Add explorer to a land without invaders or Dahan. Rude. Each beast destroys an explorer. Each spirit with 3 Dahan may use a slow power now. But it's a land without Dahan. We can't do ravage things. But we can just put you in D4 and B6 and they immediately die. So why not? We can do Thundering Destruction, we can do Poison Land. And this will give me how much fear? 3 fear, plus it destroys the city, so it's 5 fear. Oh, we're 1 off from that victory. Rude. There's only 3 explorers left on the board. Removes an explorer from a land with Dahan. Alright, we won. We won! We got Terra level 1 with 1 fear, with actual 1 fear left. Game over victory. There are no invaders on the island. 1 fear away from Terra level 2. Alright, so now that John has unsubscribed to his own Twitch channel, I should probably play a more serious game, huh? But we got 61 points. I got points. Everything's made up and the points don't matter, but I got points. Alright, we'll do Sweden 4. Sure. Scenario shall be... Hours long forgotten. I'm deleting the channel. Oh gosh. All right, so Sweden 4. So 6 damage is an additional blight. City and land 4. Towns deal 3 damage. Cities deal 5 damage. Accelerate the invader deck. Add a town to the land with the fewest invaders that match the discarded card. And after invaders explore into each land with the on a stage 2 castle card, if that land is at least as many invaders as Dahan, replace a Dahan with a town. Or also doing powers long forgotten. So whenever a land has 3 Dahan or more, the players search it. Whenever a land has 2 invaders or more, the invaders search it. When a land is searched, reveal the mysterious location. If it does not have a power source, discard it. Otherwise, something has been found. When you find a source of power, you may choose to hold off on using its ability. At the end of the game, you score +2 points for each one you find but never use. Power is long forgotten, but you're not allowed to uncover things. Okay. You can play that game. I'll play my game. Mountains. That's gonna be an explorer in D7 or C7 because that doesn't have Dahan, so it's not one of them. All the mysterious locations are lands without Dahan. And they're doing a thing in wetlands. Go there, I'd say. Maybe I should have done C5 because it has Dahan, also D1 because it has Dahan. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Is if they then explore wetlands, there's already two invaders in there, and they'll uncover the thing immediately. But if we do it in a land with Dahan, especially with Thunder Speaker can just kill it by existing. We also have Vital Strength, which means that we have Defend a little more easily, and we can remove Blight a little more easily. The invaders have discovered a leather sack with its mouth sewn shut. Leave the token in a land where it was found. This land cannot be targeted by powers for the rest of the game. Alright, D7 cannot be touched. D7 cannot be touched. Alright, it was this one. I presume it was that one. It says leave the token where it was, but I don't see the token because it's hiding behind, like, this presence, I guess? I don't know. Or is it hiding behind the defend? Well, can we gather the town out so that we don't have to worry about Vital Strength losing a presence? It cannot be targeted by powers. Adjacent lands can be targeted. But we can't hear the Perfect Stillness it. So, yeah, we don't immediately have a solution to that. Alright, so this is a thing to keep in mind, that will be revealed. The other mountains are not touchable. Also, if we had gotten it, choose a land, remove everything in it from the game. Blame Earth. Yeah, thanks, Earth. We could sudden ambush to kill the guy in D8. And next turn we could Words of Warning in D5. Might be better to try to keep the sun. Oh, they're all suns except for sudden ambush. Yeah, so if I do sudden ambush this turn, Words of Warning next turn, I have an animal each turn, so I can do all the gather the warriors that I need. In order for me to sudden ambush this turn, I would need energy. I can get to 2 energy with 1 card play. Or I would rather have more card plays. So I'll do this growth option, I guess. And Thunder Speaker is actually a really important spirit because of the fact that she can reveal a lot of mysterious locations. Do I even, like... How much is this gather gonna be for? I would gather 2, push 1. Potentially I can combo like Words of Warning or Sudden Ambush and Voice of Thunder to reveal the thing in D8, but then Dahan aren't contributing towards like defending and places where it will matter. We also have Draw of the Fruitful Earth that can help with like getting Dahan in certain places. But you're not gonna get the repeat on that this turn. You can get it next turn if you do Draw and Rituals. The main problem is that then we're not using Draw to prevent builds. There are a lot of buildings, though. Also, Sweden is doing a lot of damage, right? So actually, I gotta be careful. Like, this land is, like, super not defended, by the way, because it's, like, 9 damage. And it's gonna have 2 blight. Oh, I can't target it with powers for the rest of the game! Rude. It's also really important that we get Dahan not isolated, and there's only one more stage 1 card before we start having the escalation, so I think actually Draw is going to be super important to prevent that conversions. So I think I do it this turn, and I basically draw into C5. Unless they explore somewhere else, in which case I'll draw somewhere else, I guess. But these 2 guys are certainly at risk of converting. This guy's at risk. This guy's at risk. Yeah, we gotta, like, clean up the Dahan, I guess. First and foremost. So I will do that. I will take energy, I guess, because we don't need the Sacred Site in C4. I can put Sacred Site in C3 and now be defended, even with 3 damage towns, ending the events. And ultimately, we're not doing manifestation this turn, so like one consideration is where do we want presence to be for manifestations, and I presume I'm just gonna like group the presence here. So I'm gonna do this. Gather 2, push 1. Kill the Explorer in D8, prevent that thing. Jungles. All right, they're revealing C4. Awesome. For purposes of explore and build, invaders in any sands are considered to be in all sands. Oh my gosh. Well, John, I guess we're getting your game after all, because we're not getting these. Oh my god, the invaders are 2 for 2. God. That's just so rude. I like where this is going. Oh yeah, and since we have the 3, I can do this immediately. Womp womp. Freaking D6 guy. I could like draw him. Oops, I just clicked that land, but that's not a good land. I can't put you in C3 unless I were to play guard the healing land in it next turn. I'd prefer to gain a power that's cheap. I guess I could Year of Perfect Stillness in D6 if I wanted instead. Basically want to dig for powers that move Dahan so we can at least get one power long forgotten. Alright, I don't need this eyeball anymore. I guess I could do like Voice of Thunder to push into here and then draw to get Dahan in there and I explore that, but then I don't prevent the build. I guess we could try to just combo these in any case, but we want the Dahan in D5. Guess we don't need the guy in D2, but I can't reach it because my presence isn't there anymore because I moved my presence all over here for some reason. That made complete sense at the time. Yeah, I can really only like push this guy into D4. There's no other valid thing to do. Oy. And I can only ever move that Explorer into D4 or C3, and that's bad. I guess it's going to be Year of Perfect Stillness in D6. Yeah, and especially because of the escalations next turn, I really want to just make sure that, like... I'll take that guy out. Does that... That does stop an extra blight, right? The problem is by putting 3 invaders in here with 4 Dahan, if they explore wetlands, that land converts. But 5 and 3 is 8, minus 3 is 5, so that wouldn't be an extra blight if they do the Ravage in there. But I think I'll just accept that that's going to be a double blight and terrible land that I can never touch again for the rest of the game. This game sucks. I have enough energy to do double growth here. Gives me a bit more energy stability. You're taking a power. Does that almost work? That land cannot be targeted with spirit effects. That land cannot be targeted by powers. Does that target it as a power, or does it just say add a beast in target spirits lands? That's not enough, right? Because that's 6 damage still. That's a problem. But defend 4 means it's not a second blade. So if I had moved an Explorer out, it would have been defended. That power targets a spirit. Gotcha. You can still grow into there at least, so you can get that sacred site back. Whatever that does. D2 is at risk of converting, and I can't stop that at the moment. What am I doing? Let's grow there. Go away. Oh, I did the wrong one too, damn it. No, what? Ah! Okay, now I clicked it. Now we're doing this one. All right. This is now only one blade. Well, that Dahan was probably getting converted anyway, so it's not like that did anything. We steal 2 damage. Oh my gosh! We did it! We defended C7! Oh my gosh! Choose a land with at least 2 Dahan and 2 buildings. Alright, there isn't any of those. We're not doing damage there. So you can just kill the explorer. We could kill the town. That would be 3 less damage. We could also just kill the explorer and it's super safe. We lose the beasts. Yeah. What are beasts good for other than killing towns? We got an event trust fall. Wetlands. All right, so 2 wetlands are at risk. And we have to think about this ravage, this ravage, this ravage. I just put a lot of eyeballs, and they mean different things. I guess we should do, like, these icons. Presumably, though... I mean, we could put Dawn into D2 and do Manifestation there. Or we could explore the thing in D6 instead. Getting rid of that city and town might be better. The problem is if they explore jungle, then they explore D6. Gather is 3 and 2. 2 presents, 2 Dahan would be 4. Which isn't enough for D2's Ravage, except I could defend it. So I could so what I'm thinking is maybe I take a journey to D4, reveal that, and then push the Dahan into D2. It's only push 2, but it would give me a manifestation of 4 damage in there. And then I can defend using Words of Warning next turn. When you reclaim, you don't get energy. You could do sudden ambush in D3 with the remaining Dahan from D4, because that would then be at risk of converting with an Explorer, and they did Wetlands, so Wetlands now safe for Dahan to be left behind. That might be okay. So then that solves this land. This Ravage is pending the event, so I'll just put question mark for that. And then that solves this. So, how do we deal with C on Vital Strength's board? And do we need to solve C4? So how much damage is that? 8 damage. So Sacred Site and Guard the Healing Land would be enough at least. Kind of would be nicer to keep the defend for C5 though, because that's blighted. It would require me to grow into C5 first, and then put a Sacred Site in there later. Basically, I'd be doing rituals this turn, or next turn rather, and guard the healing land the turn after that. I guess if I do rituals, then it's only 2 explorers. The kill city in town with it. If I do guard the healing land and Sacred Site into C4, I could take a miner, but then I'm not doing rituals in C5. I guess C4 is just lost. If I put Sacred Site down, it does prevent a blight, at least. I do like guard the healing land for C5, because that removes a blight. I guess blight removal and blight prevention are sort of the same thing anyway. But since C4 might not ravage ending invader cards, I think it's okay for it to be blighted for a second. Alright, so I think that means that then this exclamation point is a thing, but then we solve this with rituals. But then we don't have anything for C8 still, but I think basically C8 is going to be... we... try to find a power that solves C8. Some fast power that gathers Explorer, I guess. I'd have to gather into C6 because I can't target C7. I could also push an Explorer or just deal damage fast or something. I don't know. Alright, so let's do this. I think that means that we figured that one out. I will take... These guys are safe. They're not going to be converted. Come on. And we reveal... Yes! Alright. All right, we got one. Spirits do not need to forget when gaining a major power. That's the last one. So we're done with the powers long forgotten part of the scenario. Well, I guess powers long forgotten is always there, but... Oh, and I could just lead the Furious Assault. Oh. Then I don't need to defend D2. No other valid place for this to go anyway. Nice. So the reason that I have to click finish using powers is because I can decide whether I want to use this or not, which doesn't affect anything this turn. So we could take major powers. It's kind of tough when you don't have energy for major powers. But Vital Strength is going to be going up energy track now. And him not forgetting for major powers is pretty valuable because he likes to take major powers, but also has issues getting a volume of cards as the result. Thunderspeaker is also reclaiming this turn, unless Thunderspeaker wants to not play cards this turn. So... you're definitely doing a minor, possibly 2 minors still. Depending on how we feel about cards. We're only playing 2 cards though. So we don't have to sudden ambush in D3 anymore because... I mean, we could still prevent the build, of course, but... all the remaining mysterious locations are not powers. Anything that has sun and fire is important, and that would be drought, which is actually pretty significant in this game. So I think I take drought. It's like a major power, right? I don't have my innate sun yet. And I don't have 3 card plays. But it would be pretty nice for D1 if I could somehow do that. But, c'est la vie. Thinking this is going to be minor 2. We need like something free, basically. All of those cost energy. Cool. Speron is good elements for you, though. Purifying Flame is pretty good for Sweden. Encompassing Ward allows us to put extra defend in C7. Because it doesn't target that land, it just targets the spirit. Jeez. Purifying Flame would be nice. The weird thing is that we've prevented a lot of blight. So it's not even that helpful right now. But Speron is also not that helpful when Vital Strength can't, like, afford to play cards anyway. Take Speron now. I think Sudden Ambush is still fine for D3. Leg stuck! So we still have to deal with the Sweden escalation thing. So like Sands in stage 2 hasn't been done yet, so this Dahan's at risk. Wetlands is done. Any other issues? No? We've fixed everything? Cool. So yeah, Sudden Ambush D4 into D3 seems useful. I guess it's a question of what power is this going to be. I probably should have clicked this a minute ago, but it's fine. Enticing Splendor stops the C8 build. Except I can't target C7 with it. So I can't stop the C8 build. It's range 0, so I can't quite do that. Okay. You don't have visibility to D1. So Land of Haunts and Embers doesn't quite help there. Our plan was rituals in C5, so basically like you're gonna get plus energy, so you could play anything. These are all free though, except for Voracious Growth. I need to give Earth. So the Ravage is on Mongols. Enticing Splendor almost does enough for C4 by putting a town into C3. But it does mean that the Han are at risk of conversion, and it doesn't actually do enough for C4 even with the Sacred Sites, so that doesn't seem too helpful. For purposes of explore and build, invaders in any sands are considered to be in all sands. For purposes of explore and build. So that basically means that we treat the sands as one land that can build 4 times, right? Like the sands. The sands have 2 towns and a city. Or, sorry, 2 cities and a town. So they'll build a town, a city, and a town. I mean, they're not building sands, but... So that's annoying. But they're not doing anything in sands. That's just something to keep in mind, is that key detail. Like, I can't just easily stop D7 building, for instance, by gathering a town because it has all the Sands invaders in it. I can put a wilds in a Sands sometimes, but that doesn't help when all the Sands have invaders. I'm gonna do Land of Haunts and Embers. I'm gonna go with my plan. Alright, so what other power here? How do we deal with D1 next turn? Main problem with sudden ambushes is that it doesn't have sun on it, so I can't, like, do lead the Furious Assault to kill a town in D1. Maybe it just blights, but if it blights, it's double blight. We have a lot of blight still, because we've prevented a lot of the super blights. Right now, it's only one blight this turn. So this build isn't happening, this build isn't happening, and we're dealing with that. Doesn't do enough. I guess I could do this, and if I play it on myself, then I can play Voice of Thunder, and then I do actually have Town Destroy. And I can also go fast. Okay, that actually works pretty well. Alright, cool. I don't get the energy off of it. That's why I wasn't really thinking about that. It was like, every time there's a card that says, if you target a spirit other than yourself, extra action, I just automatically assume that you never want to do that on yourself. Even though that's not, you know, immediately correct. Do I want to move that presence? Eh. Maybe that Sands is terrible. Purposes of just explore and build, but not Ravage, which is nice. But also, if I remove this town from D7, that means that they would still explore. Well, okay, if I kill everything in D1 and I kill D7, like, I don't know, say that there's nothing in these lands, they could still explore D8 because there's an invader in D7, because technically it's in all Sands, right? That would be a really weird, like, where does that explorer come from? I guess it will just pop out of the Sands. Sandmen. All right. This is gather 4. Dang. So I could just defend D1 next turn then. So if I put all the Dahan in there, that's fine. Got our first fear card. I don't want you in C7 because I can't target C7. Is there any reason to take the guys out of D8? Do I want to be in D8 just in case they explore D8? We only need 2 Dahan in D1. No, I have an eyeball here anymore. Oh, I guess because it was a singleton Dahan. Oh, I was gonna say, if I let them build, I can kill both towns, but actually if I let them build, it's a city, so I have to kill the town now. I don't know if I want to move the guys out of D8 or not. I guess I will because I have Voice of Thunder, I guess, but I want to keep the guys. I don't know. Grouped up Dahan are better than isolated Dahan. Okay, so I still have not gained a major power, so I'm not going to use that yet. Perform a build step for one terrain type not shown. Beasts deal damage. Damn, that almost does enough. Again, but the city deals 5 damage. Alright, remove the token. I'm gonna say yes. Now board whatever, board C has no beasts. Fear card, fear card, fear card. Remove explore town from a land with beasts. Well, that would have removed the town and left the beasts in there. Rude. Also would have prevented the build in D3. Oh well. Alright, so I have to choose between jungle and mountain. Which one I want to build in. Oh no, they got something, except it's nothing. The jungle is 2 builds, mountain is 1 build, but one of them is in C7, which is not targetable by me anymore. Jungle might be better just because of that. Normally you would just say mountains is 1 build and therefore it's fine, but I think 1 build in a land you can't target is worse than 2 builds in lands you can target, right? Oh no! Anyway. Alright, so there's only 1 Ravage left. And it's just, yeah, showing it. Oh, I guess it's both of those, yeah. So sorry, it's 2 Ravages left. One is defended with Guard to Healing Land, the other is defended with Words of Warning. And then all the sands are building. Even if you try to kill them, they're gonna build. Because they exist everywhere! Alright, so what stage 2s are left? Mountains, jungles, coastal. I guess it's a question of where do I want manifestation to be. I could push the Dahan from C3 into D4 and put extra presence in there with my growth. Actually, yeah, because I would have to do the energy growth, right? Because I don't have enough energy to play enough cards. Well, if I do that, I'm only playing 2 cards. But if I don't do that, then I don't have enough energy to play Manifestation. So I'm only playing 2 cards next turn. I guess it's Words of Warning and Manifestation. Which is enough to trigger this effect. That's fine. But if I do Manifestation in D4 with 2 presence and 3 Dahan, that's 6 damage, which is enough. Assuming that they put a town in there. It'd be interesting to see if I choose the order of builds. Considering that the Sands consists of 2 cities, a town, and 4 explorers. Like, do they still follow the normal building rules for each land, or do we say that the Sands all have 2 cities, a town, and 4 explorers, or 5 explorers? Well, the explorers don't matter, but 2 cities and a town. So the first build is a town, the second build is a town, the third build is a city. Is that how it works? I don't know. I never actually did this. Order will matter. All right. Do I gain a power card, or do I put a presence into a sands to help defend it? We do still have Guardian Serpents, so Sacred Site plus Guardian Serpents is 7 defend. So like I could put a city in C6, and that would be enough defend if I do Sacred Site there. But C6 doesn't really matter. I could get the power that says Spirit may move a presence from their lands, and they can move cities with the threshold. I forget what that power is called. And that can move the city out of C7 for me. So you're getting to +4 energy, so you only have 2 energy to spare. So if it's a power, it's going to be a minor power unless we high roll, except it really should be low roll. Flow like water, right? Flow like water would work. You need enough air to make that work, though. Let's see, so that's check mark. That's check mark. Guard the healing land and Where's a Warning deal with those. And this is going to be a check mark with manifestation, and then like most likely 2 of these 3 lands are gonna blight. So how do we want to prevent those? I guess like actually we could also use Year of Perfect Stillness on one of them to prevent the Ravage. Preventing the build doesn't really help in any of them because they all have at least 2 things. Actually, I guess preventing the build means that my Sacred Site would be enough defend, I guess, but Land of Haunts and Embers doesn't work here, by the way. Just push the 2 explorers out of C6 and they don't build there! Yeah, that doesn't work. Is there a possibility I can get the repeat? No. You need 3 card plays because Guardian Serpents doesn't have a plant on it. I was thinking maybe I could somehow hit the repeat on Guardian Serpents to get defend 4 twice, but that doesn't seem like it's gonna work. Drought actually will work though, right? Oh, but I can't play Drought. I'm playing these 2 cards. I was gonna say, if I put a town in D7, then Drought kills the town. The towns. But I'm not playing Drought this turn because I'm dealing with 2 lands with my 2 plays already. I guess the question is whether this power is better than anything I could do with these powers. Draw might still work. What's left still? Mountains, jungles, coastal. Draw would prevent a D5 and C3 build if they explore mountains. If it's jungle, it stops either C1 or D2, and if it's coastal, it stops D2 and D3, or C1 and C3. Do I also want to place presence at range 0? Yeah, I know. It does prevent me from doing a Sacred Site. That's the other consideration. I could do Sacred Site in C4 at least. It doesn't mean that I don't get the defend in C2 or C6. It's likely C6 anyway. But yeah, I know. Probably just gonna have to be reclaim. If I don't reclaim, I do have guard the healing land next turn. Maybe. Do I have enough energy? I have +6 energy. So I could play 2 3 cost cards. So I could do Perfect Stillness and guard the healing land and stop 2 ravages. Guard the healing land is defend 4. Alright, yeah, I see it. Defend 4. So it would be enough if there's a town in C6. Draw works on 2 of 3. Well, I mean, it works on all 3, but most effectively it works on coastal and mountain. On jungle, it only affects 1 most usefully. Maybe not. Maybe I can... With Thunder Speaker, I can kill the things in D6. I would only be able to... Not really. I would only be able to kill a town. There'd be 2 explorers left still. Yeah, that is a question. What is Thunder Speaker doing after Manifestation in D4? If it's jungles, gather into D6 and kill a town. If it's mountains, then they explored D8. If it's coastal, and I don't have any real good options there. Maybe I still reclaim just, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And then I'll do the Sacred Site option in C6. I can also grow here. 6, 7. It would be enough with a town. I'm hitting that button. Guardian Serpents is 4. Sacred Site is 3. Right, I was good. My double check damage. It's 3 damage per town. So if it's a town there, that's enough. And we are getting 2 towns. That's wrong. It's not 3 towns. Because it's 2 cities and a town on the board, and they all count as 1 land. I think this gives me more visibility, doesn't it? I guess... Yeah, I'm not on board D at all. We'll do that. Can I not defend C5 and somehow make that work? I would like for the Dahan to do things, I guess. I could do Land of Haunts and Embers at the expense of a Cascade. That's the only other options. I don't think that works. Remove the Blight. Kill the Explorers. Draw. Next turn I'll have your Perfect Stillness and Guardian Serpents. And then I can take a major power with this growth option, and then it'll be fun times because I don't have to forget a card for it. Alright, so then with Thunder Speaker we need the energy. Don't need the fire. That sun could be cool, but we might as well just do more card plays. Has to grow there. Has to play those. Alright. So this land's gonna be protected, and then one of these lands are gonna be Perfect Stillnessed. Maybe? Did by moon. We have 0 moon. You'd have to discard or forget stuff. Actually, no, we could spend energy, I guess. 1 fear per player. Add beasts to a land with buildings. Otherwise, look at fast. Look at minor powers, and if it's fast, do bad things. I don't know how many fast powers there are. It looks kind of 50-50, but maybe... Yeah, it looks kind of 50-50. The ones up here, there's more... I don't know, let's force those up there. I don't think it's worth counting. Add blight to a land with buildings. Technically, there is a land on both boards that could be hit by this. The major problem, though, is mainly that the event card goes back into the deck. New diseases, so we're getting disease in a land with both invaders and Dahan. Cool. On half the lands rounded up. Half the board's rounding up. So like on board C, it would have to go in C5. On board D, we have the choice between D1 and D4, except, well, we don't want it in D4. I guess I could. It would just basically lose a fear, because, like, manifestations is going off in there anyway. But if I do that, then... yeah, it doesn't really matter. So we have to spend 8 energy. We do have offerings, presumably... no, Earth isn't in a land with Dahan right now. So Thunder Speaker gets a refund. I think we transmute. I think we can discard those. Because we're playing those 2 cards next turn, we might as well, like, assume we're gonna reclaim. Reclaim on Earth isn't as bad. Because he still plays a presence. That said, we don't have enough energy. I would actually have to reclaim. So I guess I will just, you know, commit to that then. I don't need that energy. You can spend that energy because you get it back. Beasts in lands with buildings. Go in the land I can't target. And go in the jungle because there's a chance they explore there. Disease in D1 is probably the best. So 1 and 3 they explore coastal. Wetlands is not doing anything for a while. Sands is not going to do anything until stage 3. Yeah, so this is the only one that will work closer to relevancy. Fear card. Strife in a land with Dahan. Okay. That doesn't do anything. Does it? I can kill a town in D4 and manifest somewhere else. Could manifest in D7. Except, well, that was going to be vital strength thing. Wouldn't be a bad manifestation. Like, you're all dead and you're all dead, so really it's just this guy. Order matters. So I want the town there. Because I'll destroy it with thingy. With lead the furious assault. If I am gonna do manifestation in D7 now, then I want the city in D7. I mean, Earth's reclaiming next turn anyway. We could do perfect stillness and guard the healing land to defend C6 and C2. So we're at 2 cities, 2 towns. So the next one's a town, and the one after that is a city. So for this to be a city, I need to do a town there. And then city there. Cool. They're going in danger mountains. So actually draw into D7 is really good. Alright, so Furious Assault is happening here. And now that's protected by the Strife. And I want to leave the Dahan in there. 3, 5, 6. I could put 3 extra health in there. And that'll be nice. It'd be kind of nice to also get the 2 explorers out of C7, but 8, 9, 10, yeah. It'd be really difficult to get that defended if I don't move the explorers out. But this stops 2 builds. And you're building in a land that already has a sacred site, so like, yeah, I think this is the best place for this. It's good that I put my presence there so I can actually reach that. Gather 3, push 2. There isn't a way of getting more Dahan over there. So I will gather with no push. And I will wipe this land. Send you all to the Shadow Realm. Terror level 2! Alright. So we will deal with that. That's dealt with. And that's an eyes, that's a check mark. So this next turn's pretty solid. Four, 5, yeah, so guard the healing land is enough for C6. I could also just let it blight. I'll make that a question mark because I'm not sure if it's worth doing that. I mean, both of these are about equivalent. It's just like... Actually, this one does need to be protected in some capacity because 6 damage is 2 blight, but C6 is just 1 blight. I could also just accept the 3 blight because we're not blighting the island yet. Island's not blighted, so I guess that means we're in good shape. You're reclaiming for sure though, right? Because your drought doesn't do much. Yeah, doesn't do much. So you're reclaiming. You could maybe take a major. We're definitely starting with a minor though. Not because I need to forget a card, but more just because I need to see what other options we have. If you take a major that costs 4 energy, it'd be nice to be able to play something that's free if needed. Interesting cards. Fire in the Sky is good elements. Always nice to have that Strife. Here. Don't really need it this turn. All of Dahan Ways gets us more Dahan. Which, I mean, always fun in games, but we might not need the extra Dahan. As much as I love that card, it's not good elements for Thunder Speaker is the main problem. Fire in the Sky is good elements, except it's not animal. The animal is important if we want to do Gather the Warriors. Veil the Knight's Hunt isn't really super nice because it only deals damage to different invaders. Can stop builds sometimes, but not here. I'm probably just going to take Fire in the Sky just because that's so good. Let's take a look at a major. Vigor? I hardly know her. It's always Vigor, right? Vigor hits C7. We found a way of hitting C7, guys, because we could push Dahan and lands that get pushed and get dealt damage. Aha, we did it! We solved C7! Yay! Alright. Oh no, I have to forget a card. Do not forget. Alright. You're also... Well, you're not getting a power, so it doesn't matter. You're reclaiming now. So Thunder Speaker is going to probably want to move into C5 next turn in order to use Vigor of the Breaking Dawn. And you're going to want to be able to play 3 cards, which you can, next turn. But you need to have 3 suns. You could also get to that sun if you really wanted, I guess. It's not really... You do need to have 2 animals is the more important thing. So you do want an animal next turn. That animal's probably not going to be Words of Warning because there's no relevant mountains next turn. So if you want an animal this turn, you're taking Sudden Ambush. Or not Sudden Ambush, you're taking Words of Warning, but there's no... Well, actually, is there a Sands Ravage where it would be okay? No. Unless we were to combo it with... like Guardian Serpents. It's range 2, yeah, but I don't have the suns. Actually, I do have the suns if I do this. Not this. This. But yeah, you're right. If I do that, it's range 2. Ah. It deals 2 damage per Dahan. And lands you push Dahan to 2 damage per Dahan. I could perhaps wipe C7 if I did that. I would need to make this fast. Which is kind of difficult because, like, this doesn't have air on it. I think it's okay to wait a turn on that. We can move the Dahan around on board C so we can combo it and actually kill things with it. Why are these not lit? Aren't these supposed to be lit to show you what you can play? Oh. I was doing the bug thing. I don't know what bug thing, but I've seen that happen before where the card was dark. But it somehow got fixed, so I don't know what happened. Okay, so what are we doing here then? With Vital Strength. So the remaining Explore is either jungles or coastal. So like D2 is always going to be explored, and C1 will always be explored. Setting up a sacred site in either of those lands will probably be significant. You don't have any push effects on Dahan, right? You can only gather Dahan, but you can't gather into C7. I guess if we were to, like... Voice of Thunder, can't... I won't be in C5 fast enough for that. Okay, Sorry, I'm thinking about Vigor next turn again. So we do need to do not guard the command. We do have to do perfect stillness in C2 if we don't want double blight. We could do defend, but that would not be enough defend. Like we could do defend in C6 and perfect stillness in C2, but then we don't have any defend. Well, next turn we don't need to defend. Or just a question of like, do we want to like do other things? We could do rituals if we combo it with Thunder Speaker. Rituals into C4. Would kill everything in C4. Like, it's a 50-50 they do explore C4. And wiping everything in C4 would therefore be nice. At the very least, you know, makes progress. But if they do like, if it is coastal, then draw is pretty good, as it stops D2 and D3, for instance. And if it's jungle, draw probably also works if I do... Well, I can't do rituals at that point. Unless I forego C2. I think I'm gonna do Sacred Site C1. Do have Land of Haunts and Embers to stop a build somewhere someday. But not this turn, it's not needed. I'm always playing that one, it's still just a question of what am I doing there. Thunder Speaker is probably playing Voice of Thunder to help get Dahan into the C7 and an animal card so that you can also push things. So like, what are you doing? If there were Dahan in C2 or C6, this would be nice. Yeah, why don't you have good animal cards? Well, you do, but I don't want to play the one. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I'm gonna have to play an animal card that's not gonna do anything. Just so that I do have Gather the Warriors, because I'm going to want to, like, Voice of Thunder from C4, I'm pretty sure. Or at least Voice of Thunder D4 into C4, and then Gather the Warriors into C5 or something. If my plan was to get a land that I would hit with Vigor first, I could do Vigor in C4 without needing rituals. There's 3 Dahan in there, that's 6 damage. I'm gonna do draw then. Still stuck on what animal card to play. We don't need to defend next turn, right? I could put defend in D4 just in case something says gather a town into a land with Dahan or something. I don't know. Gather explorers into a land with Dahan. This doesn't give me town destroy. Does that matter? Well, it doesn't. Like, I can't do this and get town destroy either, so it's gonna have to be what it is. Okay, I spent a million years deciding what I wanted to do, and it's fine. Hope I did that right. Once per board, place a town. Add beasts to a land without blight that has town. During Ravage, defend 1 per Dahan. Okay, so D4 is super defended. Nice. Is this just an order of operations thing because there's only like 2 towns? Remove explore town from a coastal land. There's only 2 explorers, so it's an order of operations thing. Alright, cool. So C3's not building. Cool. Have they done heavy mining yet this game? I don't think they have. All right. I think town there is still correct. I'm gonna put the town there, even though it's gonna be like an interland city. Is there a way you can check? The way you would check is if there's a land that has 2 blight in it normally, but we've removed some blight, but I don't think we have done heavy mining. I think every big ravage has been mitigated by earth mainly. Also, draw is not working out that well, huh? Draw does stop C1, but C1's like defended with Sacred Site. I guess it stops D2. Was I thinking I was going to kill the town in D6 with Thunder Speaker or something? That might have been one of my trains of thought once upon a time. Alright, Vigor does 2 damage per Dahan. Although we do have Defend 3. Which is barely enough with Town Explorer. So I think I only need to put 1 extra Dahan in C7 for it to... Well, 3 Dahan would then be like 6 damage. So like the Defend 3 doesn't matter in that case. But like if I gather, this is gather 3, push 2. Actually, I guess I do this. Trying to like gather 3, but that's not how this works. I mean, yes, but well, I'm pushing, but I need to like select the land to push to. All right, so now if I get just gather 3, push 2, so like we're no longer at escalation stage. Like that just wipes C4 and C7 with Vigor, right? Where does my presence want to be? I'd ordinarily want to be in C7, except you can't, I guess? No. Yeah, no, you can't do anything in C7. All right. And then we will draw to stop this guy, I guess. It's Ravage. There's nothing relevant there. I guess I could have put a guy in there, but that would be pending the event, which is generally bad. Although we do have sudden ambush. We have to play that next turn. And you have to take energy next turn. Come along, I guess. I don't know. Okay. So what's happening now? Mountains ravage. Three mountains are empty. This one is dealt with now. Jungle builds. Sacred Site deals with that. Vigor deals with that. And that's an open question. Possibly manifestation if we can afford it. 6-8. Yeah, we can afford it. And that gives you the elements, right? Oh, did I screw this up? Because I played the one that had sun. I shouldn't have played the one that had sun. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, I play spur and then that works. Okay. And I still have enough energy to do that with this. Okay. I can't exactly get to reclaim 1 because I need enough energy to play these cards, and at 5 energy I can only play like 3-2, and I guess Voice of Thunder would work, yeah. Oh, but you need 3 suns. Yeah, you don't have enough energy to do that. Yeah, you need that plus energy. Alright. Is Earth getting a card? Earth's getting a card, right? Major power on Earth time is only like turn 7. Infinite vitality, that stops C7. No, right, I can't target C7. Rude. Something poisoned land? I mean, Infinite Vitality is really good against Sweden. Don't really need it this turn now. Is there anything that would be super useful this turn? Pillar of Living Flame puts a blight in D6. Tsunami is not doing anything. I mean, Poison Land would, like, just kill D6 without having me to do Thunder Speaker things, so I guess I take Poison Land. Do not forget. If I play this, I get a repeat. Put your presence with this army. That. And you do spur to play sudden ambush. And you hit that threshold. But an ambush also unlocks the 4 airs for these, so we can do things fast if we wanted. Alright, so this is dealt with Poisoned Land. Dealt with. And that's it. 3 lands building, but the only other one left is C1. Is there a reason to do rituals, is a thought, though. Does it do anything? Does it win the game? Can we do rituals in C6 and win the game? Is that the only other place where there's going to be buildings? C1 will have a building. I guess combination of Gather the Warriors and Lead the Furies will deal with it. Okay, so maybe we just win. If we just win... I mean, rituals... I mean, the major problem with rituals, though, is mainly that, like... it deals with lands that Thunder Speaker is already dealing with. I think instead of doing rituals, I do Land of Haunts and Embers. And bear with me on this. Because it's kind of important. I do it in C1 to prevent the build. Which puts a blight down, but it puts the Explorer in C6, and then Thunder Speaker with Gather the Warriors and Lead the Furious Assault and stuff. Manifestation. Kills the guys in C6 and we win. Unless I have enough to... I mean, I only need 2 Dahan and C6 to do Lead the Furious. And I only need, like, 2 Dahan or 2 Presence in C1 to manifest. I don't even have a good manifest target anyway. Maybe I just don't do that. Do Blight removal instead, because, like... at this point, you might as well just take the Blight off. We don't need the repeat on Spur On, do we? Spur On will let me play both Rituals and Guard to Healing Land. Sure, why don't we do all of the above? Cool. That's done. Yay, we did all the things. That did nothing, but it felt pretty cool. I mean, I guess I could just gather and lead in D6 and poisoned land in C6, which doesn't really make any difference except it stops all builds. Well, I guess C1's still building, so never mind. Because we didn't actually play Land of Haunts and Embers. This is still gather 4, push 3, so I gather 4 in here, push 2 into C1, and then it's like Lead the Furious C6, Manifestation C1, Poison Land D6. Yeah, so that just wins, so I don't have to do any of this stuff. I think I just wait for it to be slow anyway, just in case, like, something happens. Invaders do +1 per land when ravaging. Oh no! And there was no lands with Blight into Dahan. Oh. Weird. Yep, the next normal build. Stop the build? Whatever shall I do? They're trying. Actually, I screwed that up. I don't need my presence. All my presents. Yeah, so it's this. I saw sand people emerge from the empty tunes. Sandman! Honestly, I wasn't paying attention because, like, oh my god, there's so many explorers and we've won the game. Can you just stop? This is the saddest manifestation of all time. Oh, they didn't even build there. What am I doing? No, just like frickin'... No, you're all dead. You died, okay? You're dead. Just go. Just go die. Die. And then we win. Did I even hit the threshold on this? No. We didn't win. Oh, because there's a city in C2. I didn't even see that city. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. Alright, in that case then. It's okay. We can make this work. I just did not. I never saw the city in C2 in all of that. Here's where John says, I was wondering why you were saying you won. I hate when John says that, by the way, because it rubs it in that I'm an idiot. All right, so. All right, we can make that work. I gather the warriors C5, and I do like 2 into C6, 2 into C2. I never said anything. You were thinking it. I heard your thoughts over here. It should be doable somehow. Worst comes to worst, we use rituals, don't we? Rituals does 2 damage with a land with Dawn. Yeah, okay, so that makes that work. All right. I have to do it this way. Two Dahan there for ritual. Oh, even just one. One Dahan in there for rituals, and then like, yeah, I have to actually, yeah, do that. Because I can only get 3 in there. Or I can only push 3, that word. Then manifestation. Alright. Thankfully they didn't build, so it makes it easier, I guess. If they did build C1, I would have had to deal with C1 next turn. Alright, game over, victory. Island's still blighted, therefore that game was too easy. We never saw any blight cards today. Cool. 56 points. Therefore, that game was worse than the other one where we had 61 points. There were 4 blight on the island. So, yeah, that poisoned land lost us a point. We could have had 57 points. Also, I think we killed a Dahan with a power somewhere. So we lost a point there as well. But really, we should have lost 2 more points so that we would have been at the right number. Oh well. Game's too easy. Yeah, I mean, like, I always win whenever I play this game. It's not really an interesting game. There's just... I don't know why people watch, because it's just, I always win, so... Stupid handle. That's what I get for laughing. I hurt my hand. I think that's payback for all the crap I've given John tonight. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your stay. We're here every Monday at 7 p.m. to give you Dolphins Dive content. That might change in the fall semester because I might be teaching Monday evening. I know that this summer I'm teaching Monday morning, Tuesday evening, I think. Right. Yeah. I'll still be here for Monday evening Dolphins Dive. I just will not be there to heckle John on Tuesday nights. But yeah, check out the other streams out on this channel. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. is Handelabra Live with John. Every Friday at 4 p.m. is Luck of the Seamus with Seamus the Hug Monster. Every Saturday at 2 p.m. is Spirit Island Saturdays with usually myself, usually John, usually Seamus, and sometimes Jeff Dugan, and sometimes a guest. If whoever claims 20,000 points of Labra reward to be a guest. And every Sunday at 6 p.m. is Tales from the Archive with another letdown. Almost said Handelabra Live. That's not correct. Handelabra products include Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, Aeon's End, and Spirit Island. They are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and One Deck Dungeon is also available on Switch if you feel so inclined to switch it up. Check us out at twitch.tv/Handelabra or Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Logic Dolphin on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, and pretty much any avenue. John has to try to break his Oblivion losing streak. Yeah, he lost to Oblivion twice last week. Meanwhile, I think there was someone in the Handelabra Discord that said something like, I never lose to Oblivion unless I play Advanced or something like that. I was like, oh, poor John, hearing that. Poor John being told that he's bad at Oblivion. Nah, he's had some bad luck. Either that or he's bad at the game, not sure which yet. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night. I almost said good one. I decided to say good night. Came out as good white. Good night. Have a good night. I'll see you guys later. Peace.